profession.
Yeah.
Then while I was practicing journalism, I was editing the Post. I studied law with the UNZA. Finished my law degree, went to Ziale, qualified. I was admitted to the bar in 2008, together with the likes of the Council Makebi.
Okay.
We were together, among others. Some of my classmates are judges now. I think 3 of them, yes. Judge Mabolobolo was my classmate. Yeah, we have more than 3 actually who are judges now.
Yeah, yeah.
So indeed, I'm a lawyer. Yeah, but beyond that, also, I have a master's degree in economic policy management. I'm an economist.
Okay.
My doctorate is in business. So I've done quite a bit of studies.
Okay, interesting. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, and I'd like us to maybe start from outside Zambia from the global sphere. I know exactly a year ago you actually traveled to Venezuela to witness the inauguration of President Nicolas Maduro. A year later, the most recent, passed. We saw what happened. He was, the Americans went in, took him, and right now he's facing charges of drug trafficking in the U.S. Tell me what you think about, what your views are about this whole scenario as a socialist party, and would assume he's a colleague of yours.
Yes, here we are talking about a person who is a friend, a person who is a brother, a person who is a comrade.
Yeah.
We have pictures together. I've known him since 2012 when I met President Hugo Chavez. He has helped us a lot in terms of scholarships. We have 16 young people who have just graduated as doctors.
Okay.
In Venezuela, Zambians from poor families. They will soon be coming back home. Some of them will stay a bit longer to specialize. So you are not talking of a distant person. You are talking of a person you know very well. You have hugged each other. You have shaken hands.
Yeah, yeah.
You have sat on the table to eat together.
Yeah.
So it is sad. But for us here, it's not the first time this is happening.
Yeah.
We had our own first incidence of this in February 1898, precisely on the 4th of February.
Yeah.
1898. Nsingu, the son of the first Mpeze Nijere, was captured by the British forces of Cecil Rhodes, court-martialed, executed on the 5th of February with 2 of his wives. His homeland, Nsingu, was attacked by the British forces of Cecil Rhodes from Kota Kota in Malawi, where they were headquartered, for no good reason other than wanting to get the minerals of the Chipeta, what you are calling Eastern Province now,
yeah.
that part where the Ngonis have settled.
Yeah, yeah.
The British of Cecil Rhodes Company believed there was the gold in that area because on the southern part, in what is now Zimbabwe, they had found gold. They believed there must have been some gold deposits in that area. So they wanted to take over the area and start mining. And the Ngonis refused. Mpeze at that time was an old man, the first Mpeze Njere. But his son Nsingo said, over our dead bodies will they take our land and our minerals. And he mobilized an army of 10,000 young Ngonis to defend their homeland, to defend their land, to defend their minerals. Of course, the firepower was incomparable. Cecil Rhodes had 7-pounders, Maxim guns. The Ngonis, yes, had acquired a few firearms through trading. But they could not use that because the gunpowder, the ammunition had to come from the same people they were fighting. So they had to resort to the assegai, the short stabbing spear that was developed by Shaka. The firepower was incomparable. But the Ngonis resisted and scored one success in one battle around the village of Induna Kapatamoyo. They defeated Cecil Rhodes' forces. But of course they regrouped, the Cecil Rhodes forces regrouped and came back and defeated the Ngonis eventually. On the 4th of February, the headquarters of the Ngonis was overrun. Prince Nsingu, the commander of the Ngoni warriors, was captured, court-martialed, and executed the following day on the 5th of February. His father, the first Mpeze Nijeri, fled into the hills around Feni there to hide, but he was eventually captured and imprisoned at Fort Manning. This is not different from what has happened in Venezuela.
So would you say that
the humiliation was high, the pain was high? You can feel it now. Look at how the proud peasant felt with that humiliation of being handcuffed in his own land. He never went to attack the British forces. He never offended them in any way. That's not different from what has happened to President Maduro. But in Venezuela, this is not the first time they have done it. They did it in 2002. They sponsored a coup against Chavez, captured Chavez, and took him to an island off the coast of Venezuela. But 3 days later, they had to bring him back because people in Venezuela protested heavily. They filled the streets. They were not going to sleep. The American-sponsored coup crumbled, and Chavez was back. Again, we saw this humiliation across our border here in Congo with Patrice Lumumba. You have seen the pictures of the humiliation of Patrice Lumumba. We have seen this. We saw it with Muammar Gaddafi. We saw it with Saddam Hussein. You saw how Saddam was humiliated. They did it in Afghanistan. They did it in Syria. What is made of these countries today? What remains of these countries today? What stability, what democracy have they brought in Syria? What democracy have they brought in Iraq? What stability have they brought to Afghanistan? The Congo, even today, DRC, is still not stable. It's still not stable. They did it with Noriega in Panama. We know all this is lies. They themselves have revealed their true intentions for Venezuela. It's the oil of Venezuela. The only crime the Venezuelan people have committed is to be endowed with oil, which the creator of this planet gave them. The only other crime they have is to have gold. It's a rich country. It's a rich country. But we cannot govern the world in this way. This is lawlessness at the highest order.
So what advice would you give U.S. President Donald Trump over the Venezuela issue and, of course, there's talk of them wanting to acquire Greenland? Maybe quickly before we get back into our own local politics.
Yes, you know Greenland belongs to another country.
Denmark.
Yes. And they want to get it by force. The same way they got Alaska. Today they occupy part of Cuba, Guantanamo. They occupy it. They have troops all over the world. They wanted even to bring troops here, to set up a military base here. What are they seeking? And they make it very clear what they are advancing is American interests. What they are advancing in Venezuela and elsewhere is American interests. It's time we wake up to the realities. America has never been a liberator. It has been an oppressor. They don't care about the dignity of other human beings as long as they get what they want, as long as they maximize their profits. So this is the reality we have to face. For Trump, I can only say the supremacy, the dominance of America will not be forever.
Yeah.
There's no empire that lasts forever. And this is what happens when an empire is coming to its end. We saw this with the Roman Empire and other empires before. Even the British Empire, we saw it. This empire of the USA will go. The world will not be governed this way forever. But hyper-imperialism is dangerous. And it's going to be more and more dangerous, more and more ruthless, because they are seeing their empire crumble. And they are fighting to maintain the dominance that they have had. But the world is changing. Nothing lasts forever. But let's be wary of imperialism.
Right. Thank you for your views on Venezuela. Let's bring it back home, Dr. Membe. We'll start from your party, the Socialist Party. There's been some resignations in the most recent past. Is everything okay in the party? And I know you had your Central Committee meeting this same week, early this week. Maybe you can tell us more about what came out of that. But also, you are doing quite fine in by-elections of recent, coming out second to the UPND in the Northern Province. But suddenly, there seems to be some, what I would call maybe weaknesses. Maybe you can tell us more about what's going on.
There's no organization that has never had the people leaving.
Yeah.
Even in Christian churches, people have left to form their own. Even Islam has got many facets.
Yeah.
People have left. They started with one Islam. Today we have the Sunnis and the others.
Yeah.
People leave. The Christian church was one. Today we have a proliferation. We have the Catholics, you have the Protestant, and so on. In this country, how many assemblies of God have split into so many other assemblies? People leave. People who have left the Socialist Party are far much fewer than the people who have joined the Socialist Party. There are more people who have left PF to join SP. Nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Maybe a quarter or a third of SP comes from members of PF. We have more people who have left UPND to join SP. Far more than who have left SP to join
other parties.
UPND or PF. Nobody talks about it. We have the vice chairperson for the Copper Belt of SP, Regan Kashggi. He was the UPND candidate in Mufrira Central, and he came second in that election.
Yeah.
He narrowly lost. He left UPND, a party that was going into power. He left with all the privileges to join us, and is one of our most committed members.
Yeah.
So we have more people who have joined us from other parties than who have left us to join other parties. There will always be people moving for various reasons. That meeting did not yield the results that were desired of fielding one candidate. We committed ourselves to fielding one candidate, and we honor our commitments. So we went with a candidate that was picked by Tonse, which is Brightman, who is fielded on FDD ticket. And that's the candidate we are supporting, to honor that obligation, to honor that compromise we made with others.
Was it just for Chawama, or that's how it's going to be going towards elections?
No, it was for Chawama.
Just for Chawama.
The meeting was just called to deal with Chawama.
Okay.
Of course, there was another initiative by the same brother Chimbakambwiri and President Given Rubinda to try and field one candidate in Kasama for the mayoral election. They won the support of PF, but they lost the support of Tonse. on that.
Yeah.
They tried very hard to field an SP candidate. They supported the SP candidate, but their internal mechanisms within Tonse failed them. So Tonse has fielded under FDD.
Yeah.
And we have a candidate there.
So would you say that fielding all political parties falling behind FDD is for avoidance of doubt? You want to scoop Chawama, seeing that Tasila Lungu was, because of the circumstance under her tenure as Chawama MP?
In solidarity with Tasila, in solidarity with what has happened to the PF, I think it's only fair to support them.
Okay.
But unfortunately, within the PF itself, there are divisions. So they have got two candidates there. There's one who has filed on the NCP.
Yeah. It's
a sad development. But we are not there to perpetuate divisions. We are there to promote unity. A stronger, more united PF is of much value to the opposition. There may be opposition leaders who think, a disintegrating PF is to their advantage. They can scavenge, they can pick up something from that and run with it.
Yeah.
It will not help us. Let's look at the bigger picture. We have elections on the 13th of August. The strategic objective of all of us should be to win that election, to remove the UPND. And we need to unite our struggles. We need to unite our forces. If we don't, we'll be defeated each alone. So that's our strategic objective. And going for these by-elections together, we are building some trust that is required to build the trust required and the cooperation required for August 13th. So we are looking at it that way. We need to unite all of us.
Yeah.
There is a need for a united opposition to face the UPND
come general election. So with that said, you would be okay if, again, political parties sat down and said, let's go as one so that we beat UPND at all costs. And if that was to happen, would you be okay if they then say, Dr. Membe, you have to step aside? This is the best candidate for presidency for the general elections.
You cannot lead others, and you should not aspire to lead others if you are not ready to be led by others.
Yeah.
The People's Pact we are in, it was not our initiative. This is an initiative of ordinary citizens who are also leaders of our people in their own ways. It was not politicians coming together. It was not our initiative to come up with the People's Pact. It's a movement that was created by other people. What we want is a better Zambia with or without us.
Yeah. Right. Let's move to the general landscape in the country. We'll go to economic landscape. And I know you've been passionate around the issue of farmers and payments. A month or two ago, government actually committed to paying all the farmers. Today, we have a scenario where farmers are not paid, and it's something that you've taken quite personal. Can you tell us what your thoughts are around this?
Let's look at it in the context of agriculture in the whole country.
Yeah.
If we don't pay a lot of attention, sufficient attention to agriculture as a nation, we are doomed. The poverty levels of 60% will never be able to bring them down. Today, agriculture employs 55.5% of our workforce. 55.5% of Zambia's workforce is deployed in agriculture, but producing only 2.9% of the GDP. 2.9% of the GDP. You can say round it up to 3%.
Yeah.
It means that 3%, that 55.5% of our workforce is only sharing 3% or participating in the sharing of 3% of the GDP. That's what explains the high poverty levels, especially in the rural areas where almost everyone is dependent on agriculture. Our rural poverty today is averaging 78.8%. 78.8% of our people who live in the rural areas are poor. If we don't increase the GDP contribution of agriculture, poverty will never be addressed.
Yeah.
And with the 3% of your GDP coming from agriculture, where you are deploying 55.5% of your workforce, this shows you that the productivity is very low. And with low productivity, it also means that the taxation contribution, the tax contribution of agriculture is very low. The huge number of your workforce is contributing so low to the tax of the country. Today, we have 37.2% of our population deployed in industry. That's manufacturing, mining, predominantly mining.
Yeah.
And that sector is contributing 9.9% to the GDP. 9.9% of our GDP comes from industry, predominantly mining. Yes, here there's a bit of high productivity,
Yeah.
especially in the mining because of the technologies and so forth. The productivity is slightly higher. But mining also is contributing, industry is contributing, especially mining is contributing 70% of our exports. Our export earnings, 70% of them come from mining. We have 53.4% of our GDP coming from services, employing 32.3% of our workforce. Yes, services include radio stations like this.
Of course.
Hotels, lodges, telecommunication businesses, and so on. There's a fast growth here and improving productivity. But with the 80% of our workforce, our labor force, being employed in the informal sector, 80% of your workforce is employed in the informal sector. How do you increase your revenues? And also, how do you improve your productivity? Let's get back also to agriculture.
Yeah.
Only 0.2% of our farming community have got tractors, or simply put, are mechanized. 0.2%, not 2%, 0.2%. That explains also the low productivity. With that low productivity, you can't wipe out poverty. We have 5.7% of our agriculture under irrigation. Only 5.7% are under irrigation, which means the great majority of our farming activities are dependent on rain-fed agriculture.
Yeah.
If you are dependent on rain-fed agriculture, in this part of the world, you only have one rain season in a year. So it means you have only one crop in a year.
Yeah.
You can only grow maize once in a year. Whatever you're growing that needs water can only be grown once. Again, low productivity. We have only 15% of our arable land under cultivation. Of all the arable land we have, only 15% of it is under cultivation. But even that 15% we're cultivating, we are not utilizing it properly. Some of the soils have become acidic, we are not liming them, and so on. 99% of our agriculture is informal. 99% is informal. That tells you the seriousness. If we don't pay a lot of attention to agriculture, the revival of fortunes we're hoping for in the economy will never be seen, will never be realized. We can talk and talk and talk, the poverty levels will not reduce. But of course, agriculture needs a lot of things. It needs finance. Today, only $5 million goes to finance agriculture. $5 million in loans. So access to capital in agriculture is very low. We need to modernize our agriculture. You can't go with a Kambwiri in the 21st century as your main agricultural tool, a hoe. I'm not talking about Chimbakambwiri, I'm talking about a hoe here.
Yeah.
You can't rely on a hoe. We need to quickly modernize. And there have been studies carried out by the Food and Agriculture Organization in this country. Recommendations were made that we need 838 rental hubs where equipment can be rented. Tractors can be rented to cultivate, planters can be rented to cultivate, sprayers, boom sprayers can be rented to cultivate, and so on. All the scale appropriate technologies should be available there. 838 hubs, they are not there. We need them like yesterday. We need also to improve the irrigation infrastructure. We need to have at least 2.7 million hectares of land very quickly under irrigation. Again, this is not my dreams. These are coming from researches done by various organizations.
Yeah.
We need to improve access to finance. We need to move from $5.6 million a year as finance for agriculture. That was what was advanced in 2025.
Yeah.
For 2026, we need maybe about $30 million. From 5.6 million to $30 million. That's what we need immediately, so that our farmers can access to finance. Of course, also we need improved inputs. We need improved inputs. We need also to reduce the cost. We need a 40% reduction in the cost of inputs, like fertilizers. There's need for a reduction of the cost. The UPND had promised to reduce the cost of fertilizer to 250 kwacha. It's not there. We need that to reduce to about 40%. We need at least a serious improvement in the seed quality. We need people to access seed production. Of course, also extension services are needed.
Yeah.
We have a very small number of agriculture extension officers that need to be increased. And also the technology needs to improve. They need to go digital. Not only just increasing the number of staff, but also we need to go digital. And we need smart climate processes. We need climate smart practices. There is a need also to improve our post-harvest management of the crops. We are losing not less than 30% of what we harvest every year. 30% goes to waste every year. Marketing needs to be improved. You can't afford not to pay farmers. When was the maize collected from them last year? To this date, they are not paid. How do they survive?
What do you think, despite the promises that they made, what do you think could be the problem from government's point of view?
I really don't know.
Yeah. What would you do different if you were in government? Around I know you've talked about reforms that need to be put in place, but if you form government, the issues of late payments, because it's an ongoing issue.
We have dedicated, we'll put 10% of our budget to agriculture. 10% will go to agriculture of the budget. 20% will go to health. 25% will go to education.
Yeah.
That gives you 55%. We remain with only 45% for other things.
Yeah.
The temptation to reduce only the 10% to agriculture, the 20% to health, and the 25% to education is very high. And this is what usually the IMF, the World Bank conditionalities impose on you. But once you do this, once you reduce this, you are sacrificing the future. You are dealing with the present, trying to address a problem of the present, but killing the future of the country. So we have to find a way to ensure that this is not reduced by ensuring that we collect enough taxes from mining. The billions we have given away, we don't give them away. The World Bank and the IMF have been telling us you are not getting enough from mining. If we get enough taxation from the mines, we'll be able to cover up for this and ensure that our farmers are paid in time. Paying farmers on time is not an act of charity or benevolence. It's a necessity. If you don't pay them in time, they will not produce the next crop for the following year.
Yeah.
And you run more and more into problems. You will not increase agricultural production. These are people who don't have access to finance. And the little they have earned from the crop they have sold to you, you don't pay. This must be a priority. We have money to pay for so many things. We have money to pay MPs to vote for Bill 7. We have money to pay this for this and that, but we don't have money to pay for these poor farmers. These are not rich people with savings. They have no savings. Zero savings, negative actually, because they are in Congole everywhere.
Yep.
They are in Kalova everywhere. And you don't pay them. We need a fair and more just economic system and economic practices.
Yeah. Speaking of the economic landscape, what would be your general view of our economic situation right now as a country?
It's bad. Poverty levels are not reducing. Lusaka used to have poverty levels of 20.2%. Today, the poverty level in Lusaka is 27%. Copper Belt used to have poverty levels of 30.8. Today, the poverty level on the Copper Belt is 35.9%. 35.9%, that's the poverty level. Urban poverty today has moved from 23.4% to 31.8%. Poverty level, 31.8% for the urban areas. I've already told you about rural poverty, 78.8%. I come from Muchinga. I come from Chinsari.
Yeah.
Muchinga is the poorest province of Zambia. Poverty has moved from 69.3% to 82.6%. 82.6% of people who live in Muchinga province are poor, live below the poverty line. If you take 100 people in Muchinga today, out of that 100, 82 will be very, very poor people. Not son. If that is an improvement in the country, then I don't know what improvement means. Everybody is complaining about the cost of living. It's not the figures that we are banding around. It's not these figures I'm telling you that really matter. It's the human beings behind it. It's what people feel. If these figures I'm giving you mean nothing, people are living well, nobody will complain. But you have not heard people are saying we are living well, we are happy, we are living well. No. It's only the leaders who tell us the economy is doing very well, this, that. But every ordinary person is complaining. Even in the well-to-do, the businessmen are complaining. Their businesses are down. They have started employing fewer and fewer people. They are retrenching. Very few businesses are booming. Very, very, very few. So it's not what the leaders tell us about how the economy is doing well, or what we say about how the economy is not doing well that really matters. What matters at the end of the day is what people feel.
Yeah. Just last week, President HH was awarded as one of among the top 20 best performing presidents in the world. What would be the metrics used for that? If we get your standpoint of nothing really has improved in the country, so from what basis do you think that award was given to our president?
Who awarded him?
An institute from the UK. An institute from the UK. I've forgotten the name, but they are from the UK.
Whose institute is that? Because, institutes are not given to us by God, institutes. They are created by special interest groups and financed by special interest groups. Get behind the owners or promoters of that institute. You may find they are Freemasons. You may find they are financed by mining corporations that are ripping off Zambia, and they would like to promote the image of their agents.
Yeah.
Mr. Ichilema is an agent of transnational corporations. You saw the role they played on Bill 7. They are the ones who transported the MPs to South Luangwa. You heard the story.
Was that confirmed?
But you heard the story.
Yeah, the story was there.
You heard the story. There's no smoke without fire.
Yeah.
They have got an interest. He's their man. So they have to prop up his image. These things happen. When you are implementing the IMF program, the World Bank programs so well, you will hear, no, this is the leading finance minister in the world or in Africa and so forth, awarded this and that. And they do that when you're promoting their agenda.
Yeah.
So he's rewarded or recognized by the people he's representing. If you ask the Zambian people, they will not give you that opinion.
Right. Maybe we should allow the Zambian people to call in, because the phone actually said ringing, Dr. Membe, which is surprising. I think people are eager to take part in the conversation. So we are opening phone lines now.
We welcome positive comments.
Please, yeah, we do. So I'll ask that you actually wear your headset so that you're able to get the callers clearly. So for those that want to take part, we've got Dr. Fred Membe, President of the Socialist Party, with us on the Political Podcast. The number to call, for those that don't know the number, is 0979 192 485. That's Airtel, or 0961 690 487. 0955 997 997. That's the number to call on Zamtel. So 3 numbers. We'll take 3 calls at a time, and we will limit to a minute. So at least we can allow people to call in and then give a chance also to Dr. Membe to respond to the callers. So as we wait for the calls to come in, sir, on Monday, the country was gripped with tension following the summoning of Archbishop Alik Banda by DEC. I would want to get your views on that, but we've got a caller. Maybe we pick up this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear the call? All right. That call won't come in. Please 0979 192 485. If you're struggling on Airtel, please call on 0961 690 487. Let's try another caller. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, 0955 997 997 is the number to call in. We have Dr. Fred Membe with us. So let's try another caller here. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, we can't get. We'll just have tech to get involved with that. Hello, good morning. Okay, please call on 0955 997 997. That's the number to call Zamtel, so it's much clearer. Let's try one more time on Airtel. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Vashmala Nikitwe. Dr. Membe, can you hear that caller?
Yes, please.
Hello, good morning.
My brother, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You're very faint, Vashmala. Hello? 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 Right. We will maybe ask the callers to call on 0955 997 997. Unfortunately, Airtel network is giving us struggles there. Dr. Membe, maybe as we wait for calls to come through Zamtel, what's your view on what transpired? I know you're a staunch Catholic. What's your view on what transpired on Monday around the summoning of Archbishop Alik Banda by the DEC?
I can sum it up this way, that those who hold the power or those who administer the criminal justice system in a country hold the power with the potential for abuse. And they're abusing this power today in this country.
Yeah.
What Ali Kibanda, Archbishop of Lusaka, was called for at DEC did not justify being called. They know what transpired very well.
Yeah.
And they know he committed no offense whatsoever. They know. They have tried the people who were involved in those vehicles.
Yeah.
Judgments have been passed. Those judgments are there. We also have read them.
Yeah.
There's nowhere where Alik Banda is implicated in stealing a vehicle. So how do we interpret that? It's a harassment. It's an attempt to humiliate him. And that humiliation is intended for special purpose. It's not humiliation for the sake of it. They are trying to reduce his capacity to influence events in this country, political events, especially those leading to the August 13 elections. They want to silence him. They want to reduce his credibility so that when he speaks, nobody believes him. He's seen to be a thief, a crooked man, and a dishonest cleric. That's what it is intended for. Is that fair? Certainly not. Is that just? Certainly not. Is that the way we should go? Certainly not. But they don't care. And it's not the first time they're attempting to humiliate Archbishop Alik Banda. They have called him Lucifer with impunity. If somebody had called Mr. Hichilema a Lucifer, they would have been arrested. So it's political harassment.
All right, let's try and pick up this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Hello there.
Hello. Okay, please try 0955 997 997. We seem to be struggling with Airtel. That one came through. 997 997 0955 is the number to call us on. Let's try one more time. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yes, I'm Kangwa. I'm Kangwa.
Okay, where are you calling us from? We can hear you.
Yes, I'm from Mandevo, from Mandevo, Lusaka.
Okay, please go ahead. We've got Dr. Membe in studio.
Yes, Mr. President, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Network
Yeah. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Mr. President, that's from Mureranda. If I to let you fasana. Allow you PNG about the leadership of the President, Mr. Aka in the Chirema. But also to manage Canada, so what Mwenso Vacuete. ifoto tule romba ko fe kuli mwa opposition kale ni fe pansi mwika tishanyese ifa tulilete ubuteko bwa UPND bwa tatule bufaya bufulete bwaya then icha number 2 ikili na tufoma chikumi yako kuli ningufako na wafunia na wakumi yako kuli ya bishop banda
yes
Ushaba president topo baingira mpawa tabatara bapera ko omuntu tabatara bachipera ko omuntu kiri chonse because leadership yaba yakanga leadership bafirwa tetibete getwale konka fyaba na bare konka fyaba now that's not a good leadership. So if to Tulelando appealing to you, Mr. President, can you sit down with all political, all opposition leaders to sit down? If we are ready to vote, you Mr. President.
All right. Thank you very much, Mdala. Thank you for calling from Mandevu. So 0955-997-997. I'll insist that you call on that line. That's Zamtel. We have another caller. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I have through to the political podcast. Your contribution, you tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is King for the voice of my child. Remember Mulishan?
Ndife wino shukuru Balishan.
Nolibweriranda.
Ndita.
Remember, inechikurushi echonka mukufumisha poba UPND. Wali kwa tobu shubwa kutira tingo wavika pasikeo kuti ya kontoka. Ero bara ninge charo na my excuse. You see? Again bali kwata premature announcement. Kuti zindu tafirati ya wino na babutukira ku platform muko uchita announce ku charo. You see? Mumone ba fama lero napokelera ko ya kutira ati mwise mu forendera manshishi benga bada fulana okufora bintu mako ba madam we baire na reji yawo. Kumukoshi. You see? Now ndecho ndemebo kutiati ba UPND wano inesho na mieba nkabaira muku bafumiapo wano taba kwa toruse ndefu ya president uka kwata koruswe notu kulaka kaka abantu. You see? 2 ubu fibwansara ubunga na lero tabwabwera fertilizer tabwera. 3 takwa kuteka abantu kwabura na right for 4 years uli amwamuna twa ku by election mwanu yero mwashareta right. You see? So ubu fibwa ba UPND nevo na liba support lokuti bese pampando but banjika disappoint na totra mkwa.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll take one more call and then allow Dr. Member to make comment. 0955-997-997. Please call on that line. 0955-997-997. We've got Dr. Member in studio. So as we wait for more callers, sir, maybe you can respond to the 2 callers we've received so far.
Chachi neshukuru aba bufi bala efingi. Tabanaka. Nga watampo ukubepa takupwa. You have to tell another lie on top of another. Aba nenso abaleteka ababufi. Ababufi bakwata olulimi olwalowa okukirana sugar yafuna kambala. Nga mwamvotera nkamiretere efi nkamichitire efi nkamipere efi bali fileta bali fichita bali mipela otuntu twingi mukweterero tuntu mwachulira mwebene tuntu mwayichitira mwebene tuntu mwaifuaira mwebene nangu tuyabachitoto unono tempia shabu babomfya nimpia sheno bonse apo muli shikulu mulalipira omusonko nangu tamubomba nangu tamwakwata tu business nga mwashita tu talk time mutu atu kwacha muli tu kwacha Ayose ubuteko bola funyamu about 32 ngwe umusonko. 32 ngwe ile mwaka kwati nimpieshi nono sana nga but pamwaka kamulundu kalupia MP abalevo mfya na by election lelo aba nenso abaleteka aba tabale wina by election baleshita by election baleshita vote balepela abantu ama 100 kwacha ama 200 ama 300 nama councillors ba PF kukasa moko ukuli by election ya mayor naba basenda bonse ama councillors bali bapela ama 50,000 kwacha area shituleo mfa But it's not the first time nakumufuwa ife bachitire. Baleshita obutungulushi mukyalo nga mwatampa okushita obutungulushi mwatampa okushitisha obutungulushi nti kyalo kyawo naika kyalo kyapwa. Obutungulushi tebwakushita tebwakushitisha. Obutungulushi mulingire mwapyanika empanda pa butungulushi. Impanda ishakwatisha amano ishatemosha abantu ishayishiba ekyalo ishingasunga ekyalo n'abantu mupyanika. Not uli ukwete olupiyo olwingi. Pakupyanika enfumushi Yesu tulabosha bala tushita bala tulipira. Pakupyanika bamwine mushi bala tushita bala tulipira. Pakusala entungulushi kuma chechi Yesu bala tubosha bala tulipira. So aba nensu aba fiance fyakushita. Ikyalo eki tatwashitire nileso watupere ikyalo tekyakushita tekyakushitisha. Lero aba nensu abaleteeka aba ikyalo n'abashitisha. N'abashitisha ikyalo kuma transnational corporations. Nga washitisha ekyuma kya kyalo ku bantu washitisha ikyalo. Nga watampa okulapera ekyuma kya kyalo for free ku bantu bamwisa nshi washitisha ikyalo. Nga washitisha ekyalo waonaola ekyalo waipa abantu. So obutungulushi butukweterero obu wamakwebo. Tuchenjera ama election alesa mu August pa 13. Fiance fe bala leta ndetira pokeni mulie ni mpya shenu. But ukuvota kuvotera omuntu mwachitekera. Kuvotera empanda mwachitekera.
0955-997-997. 0955-997-997. That's Zamtel. Dr. Membe, away from, maybe still talking about the governance landscape, the claims that the government is targeting the Catholic Church, and how true are they? Today I heard that perhaps the Catholic Church having the power and also maybe the Archbishop having more or less been involved with our late president's funeral in terms of negotiating and representing the family. That could be the reason why they got up and said, let's go for him.
It's very clear that the Catholic Church is targeted. And this story is not new. You remember in the early years of Mr. Hichilema's government, I think in 2021 itself or 2022, there were talks of that. There was some debate about that. There were some documents that were being published about that.
Yeah.
And that has come true. There is a targeting of this group. There is a targeting of Bishop Ali Kibanda. Whether Ali Kibanda was a friend to the late Edgar Lungu or he's close to the Lungu family, it's not an issue. If he was called to be a facilitator of negotiations between the government and the Lungu family, what is wrong with that? I don't know the details of that because it was not being done in the public, whatever was happening.
Yeah.
I don't think even yourself you know the details of it.
No.
I'm not privileged. But if it is true, he's a facilitator, what is wrong with that? We had the former president of Malawi, Bakiri Muluzi, who has withdrawn from that. There were other people. Everything that has happened cannot be put on the head of Archbishop Ali Kibanda. A facilitator of negotiations is not a judge who passes an order and says, Lungu family, don't do this. No. He brings the parties together to try and reach some understanding. Archbishop Ali Kibanda has no powers to tell the Lungu family what to do with the remains of their loved one. He has also no power to tell the government what to do.
Yeah.
Yes, he can advise both parties. If they want to listen, they will listen. So you can't blame that on Bishop Banda. Again, it shows the attitude that they have towards the Archbishop and the Catholic Church in general.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Constitutional Amendment of 2025, recently passed into law. I know your views were very much against it, but it's now law and there's nothing we can do about it. What's your take on that?
We have a constitution of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, by Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. The amendments that were made are his. And I'm not being unfair to him by saying so, because he was saying it himself. You are opposing me to change the constitution. You have allowed other people. What is wrong with me changing? Is it because of where I come from? So these are not changes made by the Zambian people. These are changes made by himself, for himself. It's his constitution. It's law. When you have a constitution of the country made by one person, for one person, that in itself is a dictatorship. You are under the rule of one person. This is the supreme law of the land, which we all have to obey. So right now we are under Hichilema's rule.
Don't you think that some of the reasons they gave in terms of the limitation, having it without fail, having youth and women representation in parliament justified?
Let's not waste time going into those details.
Yeah.
Mr. Hichilema himself had given a very clear definition or a very good explanation that if there is poison in one element is poisoned, the whole element that surrounds that is poisoned.
Yeah.
The whole thing is poisoned. And it's not about constitution, it's not what is inside the constitution, it's the agreement around that. There's no provision that is best. What is best determined by the people themselves. They say one man's poison is one man's whatever. So it's about a constitution, it's not what the contents of that constitution is, it's the agreement of the people. We can have a constitution which other countries will look at and say, no, this is rubbish. But that's what we want. If all of us have agreed on that, that's the best constitution for us. That's why in the preamble of the constitution it says, we the people have given ourselves this constitution. We have to give ourselves the constitution. In this case, we didn't give ourselves. Mr. Hichilema gave us a constitution. He gave us his constitution. Because also you can't give what you don't control, what you don't have.
Yeah.
We didn't control this process to give it ourselves, give it to ourselves. He controlled it. We didn't own it. He owned the process.
Yeah.
So because he owned and controlled the process, he has given us what is his. It's not our constitution, unfortunately.
Yeah. Let's pick up this call. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, my brother.
Good morning. Please tell us your name and from. Rashkashas from Muzakile Kitwe. Please go ahead. We've got Dr. Membe in studio.
Mr. President, good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, Kanabe Sabalikumi.
Anachula, good avenue darkness, our 2021. Katunga wakateka wontu pamukula moyo. Bandu wabako wa president, bandu wabako wa MP, bandu wabako Siko mwesa mwaka wa wakati. So, tuweka dono mrefu. Mukekwe mwaka sana wa church. Ukula kwena wali wataka tafunishe toka wenda teza pali corona. Na wale ni wani kutoka magalaya. So tuweka dono kumwambia kwa mungu wa opposition upita tena upata umuti maumo.
All right, thank you very much. We've got Dr. Fred members 0955 997 997 with us. Waposhe nkoni wa guests muna waposhe.
Mlikani wa president.
Shukuru balishani huko. Tuatotela mwatu.
Krendo muntu munguma kwa tide kinema kirema kaunda mana 1967. Apa pene kwa isa kuti ama CDF shanero twambukula mwana kona chintati siambo kwenda ko. So that kuri mwe ma politicians mwera butukiro kukondema pantu wanu icharo chikuru. Yo pene pya kubutukiro kukondema maro kaidaba no ripopati no pana mwana from count up to this time abantu batukana paiso yiyo dari. Para manje la macheche zuma manje aba no mambo kuingira ma politics. Yeni urunga mwana kwa makora ziwosa marukora za walituma. They are one-sided. So it's meaning that Zambia is going manje to tribal politics. I want manje tribal politics. Definitely aba mtaro. Ifindi kumamure tashako. Akwa muntu wa 100%. Ayimoni pantu ngara ntendera kuri kaundari bumbirisa. Takwara batishapa kaundari. Chiruwai support kawa batishapa chiruwai. So in
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Moderator. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Kula kondema. You know, politics ya rupato ya kufumaza kurupato pantu waripatana just because what mazoka tuwamufwedi ashiria ingira mwezi ne teri suma ba membe la president bezo mgeka ipanshi na wakaindi because i politics tuwa mfomu wapata no rupato ruakade ero kuista vita mo tribe ifita ya vomi nga mwarore sheika sama mwachilanda kasama bene bali temo kwamba fe baba mwenene kuli MP umwe achita indozi nga makansela ni bana because MP abakwatie ni wa constituency ali sky indozi wongire mwamba nga makansela so imwe wonse fyo wachita indozi ni shinari amo bachifu nsama bali sky indozi akainde chirema ni shinabena bali yamo bachifu chunda ponde ni shinabena bali yamo nsikonse abantu bakulali yamo vacancy nango evidence yo ine kanshinga bali yamo ama 50,000 tore ni evidence ukuli konse because umulandi tekimulandi ati kaire bali mupawa tapali eko winga umulandi ta ubora bakesa afuma pompesa landa ine ni kwata evidence bilia kwali ama direction kukasa ama bali lile mona evidence ni ikikaramba betrefu ati aba documented mwenga mwatu wali umulandi kulya nango banani kane ba UPND lero taba baperi umulandi bakesa mapo bakabatwala omulandi tulenchireke so ifoto alipata pe believe ya ine yakwe ya chikuru apula teti ba support akainde ikire nepo tontonkanya se ya bapye mu mutwe that's why na abantu teti basifumye mu mutwe ifoto tontonkanya Northern province akainde ikire ma teti ba mu vote bateko bali ama MP abena jindao bena bawini nechani ifoto tontonkanya teti kumuchinga akainde ikire manga awina nchina police empia ingeno kwa ama general election ba vote election yabena jindao baba vote election.
Please wind up.
In conclusion, politics ya tribalism kwa tinemulenga ine shara mwesi nangu ivisi ya kusobolo lama teiki yani nene o catholic
basinga kama na chifi ifi akula sobolo la tilite kamufieri teke bakwata pyamano tufireke tuleona ule kyalo ifebeni etapali mulaba sana tote.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mlenga. Yeah, maybe quickly make comment. I know some more callers will be coming, so I might intervene, but please go ahead.
Shikulu, whenever you HH bali more position, Finch Valley Landa, he was an opposition leader for 15 years. Okutampa muli ba Mwanawasa, eko ali akainde, okuli ba Chiruba, okuli ba Mwanawasa. Ba Lupia Banda, ba Sata, ba Lungu. Akainde ale batasha chirabushiku. Ale basapota chirabushiku. Ale ikala nabo chirabushiku. Muri 15 years akainde tanya ntileko nangu ku ceremony nangu imo ya ku State House. 4 different presidents or 3 different presidents. 4 different presidents. Tanya ntileko. Tai kirepo na Barupia Banda, tai kirepo na Mwanawasa, tai kirepo na Basata, tai kirepo na Balungu. Tapa wana record yo mwinga mpela Shikuru, opo akainde aleta shaba Mwanawasa, aleta shaba Barupia Banda, aleta shaba Basata, aleta shaba Balungu fiba aleteka, ni fintu ba alechita. Imwe Shikulu tamwa imine ukutira akainde uletasha. Lelo bale complain mwachira mfa bachira tuma mafoni hapa bantu bale complain efe bale pitamu amachushi bale pitamu. Amachushi bale pitamu abantu tuletasha. Ngata bafolere ama farmers impia shabo tutashe. Ati bakainde bachita kwino tubatotere ati tabalipira ama farmers in time. Abantu balina ensala tubatashe bakainde ati balete ensala imwebene muletira tribalism lolesheni ama appointments akainde hapanga muchalo tumutotere tuyilanda po okuchita criticize ifirubene te lupato mulefu abonse tuye ku UPND tulebo mana akainde bonse tubeba ababomfya kwa akainde tube abasha kwa akainde imwenga mwalisalo kubombela akainde kirifye nga mwalisalo kusupporta akainde kirifye tapali ule mikanya democracy twakwata mu democracy abantu bajoina nefibi batasha nefibi batasha nobufi. So mulefu abonse tuletasha akainde tube ama praise singers ngaimwe. I don't think that's the way the country should go. Pointing out what is deficient, what is wrong, what is twisted, is not hatred. It's not tribalism. You have never pointed out. I would be happy if you point out the tribalism that is coming from Akainde himself than general accusers of tribalism. The greatest tribalist we have seen is Akainde himself. He's the one who has divided this country. What we want is unity of our people, unity of our country. And Akainde has divided this country in a way it has never been divided before. We don't want that. We are not tribalists to point out that.
Right. We have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You are through to the Political Podcast. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Thank you. This is Albert within Lusaka.
Albert within Lusaka. Please, your contribution quickly.
Mr. President, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, mwaliesha sana mwande ni mwalichika wino kwa shindika wakatungilila wa Catholic. Mwalichika wino sana. Ture mitasha. De umfwa, Ese mwa chilaranda nesho mune asuka ma questions. Muri amano nkai muri na wisdom. Ba akainde ichirema. Niwa president ewo. Charo chasali. Nakura konse kutabari ba votera ryonsoro bale pona makopa belti kumakasama abantu bashireranda tawe twaum for preaching yaba akainde. Katuvesheko. Baba votera no kupita bapita. Fyonse febale extra promise abantu. Fyali suka fyasang fyamonekera pawu statutu ama video ko yaba. Kweba tu umuntu alebe pa. Ero alabe pa. Awa bonse abalera ndokweba ti. Tribalism yafuma kuri ifwe kwebale kondema ubufi wabakainde. Ushekwera abapaturire cyaro ni bani abantu tabamona bachitotera bari mujere barechura rero ero bale ochari amamotoka bachitotera epo bari padya bachirangwa epo bari present amakadazi babo aba bachirangwa bari babapusana kwa baba tuntu kwa baya kuchechi kwa bana mashirwa obe na baochere motoka ishe bachirangwa babatumire balondorora bachirangwa efyo bajachi tetu bafyumva dekupaturire cyaro ko dekupaturire cyaro awe kintu isura menso bane isi tribalism waba ichi waba siya pawo statuto na bapaturure cyalo abashire mona bale ine bale mpapi kintu ikatani pamote ntuma ni akapi wa president wa membe tuikatane twale ni amashiwi kuri ba opposition kweba cyo turera ndani ifi banga batuma amafoni kwa balera ndese nderanda ukweba tumulikatane banga kintu ikatane aba bantu aba tubafumyepo batawapera na himbi 5 years. Sure.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, Albert. All right, some more calls coming through 0955 997 997. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, How are you?
We are fine. Your name and where calling us from?
Thank you very much. Local voice here on the line.
Local voice, please go ahead with your contribution.
Thank you very much. How are you, Dr. Membe?
Well, Local voice, I recognize your voice. Thank you very much. You are a regular UPND caller.
Yes, I can't deny that, yes.
Yes, and I welcome you.
Thank you very much. First of all, I take great exception to the words that are coming from Dr. Membe to say that the Hakainde Chema is the biggest tribalist that we have in Zambia. Talking to the president like that. Just because you are a lawyer?
Yes, the lawyer. I'm a lawyer. It's not a secret.
So funny.
Yes,
you don't. So funny. Now, let me tell you what Hakainde has done. The one that you are despising today. He promised people of Zambia free education from grade 1 to grade 12 and further universities. He has done that. He has brought back the meal allowance which was taken away by the same people that supported also at the same time, the people which closed the post PF, he brought it away. Again, he opened the mine which was closed 47 years ago, back to life. Again, the same Hakainde that you are despising today. He went to the KSM today, it was mining in court. He said, no, we cannot mine, we need production. The country cannot run in courts. He brought it back there to the site where they mine. It's now mining, isn't it? Shaft 28 full of water as we speak is done. That's the kind you are despising, huh? As we speak today, we are at peace. No one will follow you, Dr. Membe there. No one will follow you. You'll be free. The way you are talking, you can go home and you relax. No one will follow you because the country is at peace now. Okay? Than the way it used to be.
Yeah.
As we speak today, Hakainde, the same one you are despising, has employed almost 100,000 people within 4 years. Have you ever seen which president? Can you tell me? What's done that in Zambia? Within 4 years. He has done debt restructuring 94%. The PF failed to do that. Yeah? It's not QIC congratulating. One is speaking. I told you yesterday, Sky, that you just hate Hakainde personally. I know you know him very, but he's a Republican president that you need to respect, you respect that office.
You're right.
Okay? I think that let us be simple in the way we are doing our politics. Very important.
Right.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mim.
Thank you very much, Lukulu Voice.
Lukulu Voice. Inchito yenukula chitafoni kuma radio station na ma television station. Konkanye nipo. Ututu ine bamilipila mulelia. But mwila tukana abantu abale ichula. Mwila sebanya abantu abale ichula. Akuli enifye. Enchito mwakwata ya kushita justify ka script bamipela ko. Oko mweke shapo all the time when you call. Nika script kamoke ne bamipela. Shionse shiwale imifolesha akuli yeni nishita yenu. But itapava if chita last forever. Inchito yenu one day ikapo na retirement epo yava ikesa. Akuli yeni ba Lukulu Voice. Abashaba na kulukulu.
Right. Well, Anakola. Okay, we've missed that call. We also had Mr. Albert that called in. Maybe first we pick up this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and be quick with your contribution.
Mr.
Kapiripiri from?
Kembe.
Kembe. Please go ahead, be quick.
Radio. Unatufundisha. Yes, kama jinsi jamozi jamene through daba jabe nitakuti opposition mamene tena wa masikwano yai la suai ni kuwaya zona ni kuwaya waya chake ihuwa ibo pia marume kukia kaya pia wanapoka chani kasi waeje kuchito kuya muntu munga anakupoka mukazi shuwa ziko yakuti wamusanka muntu wambaka pampanya lero abamdala wamene barunyoza abantu kuti ko idiani bamene mulukudya uyimo mufora zingati kuli watose bana bamene musapota mufora zingati so zintu vinangu vili serious Romba munga kuno kumunzivana vanapezeka vanasi za maskulu kale. Vapezeka valina vana fofo. Muntu avalemba chito. Lero tiambe kulira chifua chacha. Ilile atisatashe tusanikile chifua kina ma opposition wamene siwa ganiza, wamene siwa una wamene vaenda. Siwa tuzo wamene vafunu fuera uchita wa Mupirefu. Ife mafamazi kabagi kamirisi kanani naite kwacha kagenda ura kutika stipa maningi wafakira fazi kwacha lero batubakira ko bagi ya mirisi 340 leli mtu yambe kutuza kutishatashe kuchivuwa kulivame turufona ya vamdala mwakura kalime nikiala endani mkalime kiala kalime waliye chitwa
Zikomo
vakapiripiri akuliyeni fyoto mukwete abale chula vengi muchalo imwe abale kala bwino muli banono abantu abale chula nga bale ilishanya muyibatukana vengi abale tuma mafoni abale complain echalo chonse ukubuchushi kunsala ko high cost of living wonse abababu fi bale bepa ni mwefa bakwate chishinka Nama figures alipo a poverty level. Afumine ku government. Valebepa 60% of Zambians live below the poverty line on average. Kumuchinga kona afuma kuchinsari ni 82.6% poverty. And these figures are coming from the government. Vachipiri, keep your ignorance to yourself.
All right. We have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from? Bashmalani from Kitwe. Please go ahead. Muende shoko Bashmalani.
Mr. President.
Wene shukuru balishanu kopala. But pali ufuminepo chikapiripiri aletila muleika la bwino.
Awona alibeti babo ila banga babu state house mukufolo bunga amasala bafola. Mutakamana wa president. Bane swabo kandi. Songa na mwana wa president mutalo abantu balechula abantu nibuteko kuba yitingi.
nga mwaka kuno kukopa beuti bali umfokwe bati ama maini yali tukabufi tapala po mtu bomba na ba UPN bali bale ishanyo kwa chimutaro muri problem sana mutaro muri kala abantu bale chura abantu ituzi wa UPN bale chura ya kumulandi wakwe bati ili yakumono kwe bati ngati walanda indi at least umuntu atwa ko mtu lero tapali utushweka mweka bana mayo kuno bale chura nga mwata mumane mutawuni umu bale nda to kwa bulofwana nandwa na atibipe fintu konte kwaya abantu bale bishanya so opposition ikataneni bantu ngataleka ba UPNG basa pikte kwa mgogo na zitu mutalo kama kutoka ndaye ndio president ikataneni abantu wala ya makozi na ndio mpazikomo.
Okay, thanks Washmalani. 0955-997-997, that's the number to call on. We have another caller, then we'll give a chance to the president from Socialist Party to speak. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Moderator. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from, and be quick with your contribution.
This is Jimmy in Lusaka.
Mr.?
Jimmy.
Mr. Jimmy in Lusaka. Please go ahead.
Mr. President, how are you?
Ndife bwino shukulu balishana mkwaye.
Chape bwino President. Chamene tutasha chakuti mutendere uliko apike. Na kukumbuyo kwa mesi nacho kwa MPF. Sembe uko mlinda makomanda yali 25. Kuenda pasogoro. Bavera timunali zako mfuti ku Central Province. Bikuti ni freedom yonse ja president. MPF mungairize mfuti. Yemwe kuferuka kwano kwa by election osa kondema ruling party. Are you sure mungalolaninya ruling party ndrama zo sonkeza? Ndrama za campaign muyambo sonka ruling party ibe na batonse alliance. Mulibe na account. Kabwera by election ati yosuna zonkepo, yosuna fakepo. Lukwati balubinda bambo sushanya na bafana obena shafuso obena mulenga fu. Iwe sunafakepo drama. Iwe nayo cha manje political party alliance kuruma ningi amene magambati. Don't say alliance ni alliance kuruma ningi. Mulibe account, mulibe treasure. Ili political party ni ndabu. Isi nchintu shikuru. Lukwati ukukumbuyo kamene yachokera Zambia. Wenzo vala ma station almost every month. Wenzo vala ma TV station almost every month. And the same radio station ya mine wenzo vala. Ndiye kwa mine waende ukambira na kaya chibamvera ni problem wali bensoni ya batonsi alliance. Same TV station ya mine wenzo vala. Ndiye kwa mine waenda futi. Nsoni bwa. Totienti chinje lukwati kusoweto wanvera bwino. Daba ukukamene chachokera benzo chachi muntu achoka kuruapula na saka yachani ya tute ati kuserusa ni 100 kwati. Muntu achoka kuchama kuserusa lice patraki ati saka imozi ni 200. Muntu achoka kuna konde achoka kumbala na binzi muntu ati kuserusa saka imozi ni 100 kwati. Manje yapakulibe. Ndiye mene tifuni kotasha. Vavakwe bati lokwati mafamani. Yes, my farmers in drama vana vapase, but my inputs vana vapasa. This year ni vacha. Using a vacha. Ulibe wamena zana matia vafula makapu, vafula mumbale, vafula mamedapu libe ni vacha. Ipuela message mufoni wendo tenga weka. Sinikuli wenga ti munazonke sana kaya milisi munazonke sana popeleka kwefwala endepa mine mzambo gabani. But ya pakulibe vo gabana vizachoka kuti. Ina banani simila message. Ndrama 9,000 ndienda utengenani kane ma inputs. Uzatanka weka ngati uzatenga fertilizer eka ngati uzatenga mawiji kila eka ngati uzatenga mbeu zeka chilikuliwe. So hapa this is tifuna myambo nama kuti ba. Okay. Last year munanama maningi mamedama mamida bagabana makapu.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please comment, then we can be winding up, Dr. Membe.
Jimmy, I think you are directing your comments to the wrong person. I'm not Tonse. So inform yourselves carefully before you criticize other people.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll take one more call, then we'll close phone lines and allow for closing remarks. Hello, good morning.
Good
morning, panel.
Good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Mwabuka Chaniva Menjoko.
Twabuka febwino shukuru babuka shani uko.
Akala mbato wabuka febwino. Panel nalipo jatana bonse. Abo bali bafumapo nibabulisho fulakula nibamulenga bakinja peshiwi batampokula ndekinya nje bala bakisa pa number 1 so babole nikwibiri pareti so manje nse ku program abo mwirabo mpwa manje bafona ki DF abo eba CDF kola abo so bala itimi na mafoni ngakwaisa umuntu oboira ndeki ema CDF kola jabo mwirabo mpwa
nditashukuru
ya Zambia ba opposition kurekera akainde ikirema nsi abona ule cyano bakwari bo muntu wagwata tribalism akainde ikirema ukumva ati ali kibando amukere moto kabantu nirungwe walipo yamureterera yaleta problem president akainde ikirema fwaya so ncho munna Zambia nangwe cyakitecha bipa bonze bamusupporta ni amufabuyino kikati ngete ali kibanda alangira ati urutosi ena nyumukamba ali kwato pato kubantu mu mutano that's why ngatamutengera ba opposition banendecho ndeniwa ni nani tera homework sende mitebeni ba political party bonse muri karipanzi ngacyako mutu salidi omuntu unga fwele na Zambia pano pansi fwele bali kunondi nikuzinga no menzindelandi very serious yondeniwa pansi pali umuriro abantu bali fuwa mukireka mucyaleke akainde kiremariki saleni leader amavoti avena Zambia vakavota no ukapenda akavutuka ngakapwa yokwiva akavutuka tikatiketo vyakawene plani iri muchalo taiwene kubyesu inene kuchitireko navyalilwa vatevisi mwireva aliko va MP vachindoloma vanali ningapenda vaine kimwa vavapuwa eko navyalilwa tapava nangu chimo akainde ikireme chabombako kuiteisezi ekuikala omwaise wande onavyala nayeneko aupa mudale eko nafumine mailo balelila monde okubwela ikyakula ba PF kuiteisezi nanomba esiliko amatoileti eyo babonjela nomba sya PF amalaiteyo monde abikile mulodi monde bamulira okubwela kuiteisezi lero twamba mutinkatabale mufuhaina ngwali apa mumukute kulejo
yeah. Okay.
Baba nangu chimwe chabombako asibe nokutera abantu amenshaya kuno amenshaya liko yantu monde bazikenda ba unit
yeah. Okay.
Sipatela kiliko kwana kisenga kintu monde asiria kula iskulu lipana kabangwe nilungu asiria kula kasipatela baya bika pomo chikantu ba TF bachire baya kapiri.
Okay, please wind up. Please wind up. All right. Okay, thank you very much. All right, I think we'll allow you to make comment on the various callers, but as we wind up, Dr. Membe, I would like to ask this question. If you decide to go solo, which I'm sure you're going solo towards the elections, and SP forms government, what safeguards would you put in place to prevent abuse of power by yourself? And also, briefly, how will Zambia in 100 days of your presidency change?
Firstly, we are not going solo.
Okay.
SP is part of the People's Pact. So we are already in a movement.
Okay.
So the issue of solo for SP is out. We are working with others. And we are not the initiators of that project of working with others. Mm-hmm. It was initiated by people who are not politicians who brought us together.
Yeah.
And they are working to broaden that. So the SP is not going to go solo. The agenda that we are going to have is not an SP agenda. It's a collective agenda. The first 5 years of the next government must promote unity in the country. Our country, as the callers have pointed out, is divided. Yeah. We need to promote maximum unity if we are to tackle the problems our country is facing today. Secondly, to promote that unity, we need a government of national unity.
Yeah.
That government will have specific tasks of enhancing the unity of the country and also stabilizing the economy. and ensuring that the multi-party political dispensation is deepened.
Yeah.
Those are not easy tasks, and they go across parties. It doesn't matter what your ideologies are. If you have to participate in the politics of this country, you need that environment. And we have to dedicate ourselves to that. Many of the people who have called are urging for opposition unity. We agree. Vatilo umweo wa muntu waba mukutwi. Na tumfwa. And we have committed ourselves to promoting that unity. From the last Congress we had in 2024 September, we have been working towards opposition unity.
Yeah.
Lose hope.
Right.
Let's unite. Indeed, there's need for unity. Unity not only of the politicians, but unity of the people. And unity of all the authentic leaders of our people. And that's the traditional leadership, the religious leadership, the business leadership, the trade union leaders, the intellectuals of our country, and all other civic leaders of our people. We need to unite to push our country in the direction that we all desire, to get the desired result. It's not leadership for one group of people. The politicians alone cannot pull it.
Right.
The politicians alone cannot get us out of the challenges we face. We need the collective wisdom, the collective effort of all our people.
Right. Dr. Membe, thank you so much for coming through to the Political Podcast. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I hope to have you soon. I'm sure we'll have you soon as we go deep